Good day, Internet people. With the sneak peek for G-BT04 taking place this weekend, we thought we'd provide a list of 7 cards that you should be happy to see in your draft packs. A small disclaimer, the cards we've picked are commons and rares only, no double rare or above cards here. If you get a double rare or a triple rare, chances are you're keeping it for value. That's generally how Vanguard draft works. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, it really means a lot. With that said, let's start with a couple of honourable mentions. Technical might actually be a good card, but only when you're drafting and your deck is a bit grade 2 heavy. A Soul Blast to make him an 8k booster can be just what you need if you find yourself short of actual boosters. Before we get onto the main list, it must be said that there are a good number of 8k grade 2 units incoming, which you may think is bad, but there are 3 8k vanilla grade 1s, so being able to make up the magic numbers won't be as difficult as you think if you pull into them. We wanted to give a shout out to the vanilla 10k here as well, but this set doesn't have any, so we'll have to make do without them. Onto the list now, and we'll start with a starting Vanguard. Steamworker Kuda is our choice, but we could easily have gone with Mega Colony's Crime Bug. It's very easy to put together a decent control deck in this draft, and if you get hold of a Stride, this or Crime Bug have to be your starter of choice, or you could pull both and really make your opponent cry. Dreamlight Unicorn can be a potential lifesaver for you if you found yourself on the end of a rush. Just hide it away in the back row, and thanks to resist, your opponent can't pick it off. Just be really sure that you'll win that turn, or if you put it on the front row when you're on 5 damage. We all know that the 2 Pegasus units for Angel Feather are really good. Now meet the new version that pumps itself and your Vanguard when a card hits the damage zone. You'll need to Stride first, but when you're on defense it can cause some big headaches for your opponent. This nurse will see play in Angel Feather decks, as well as doing a good job in draft. When it's boosted effect and it's only a rare? Thanks, Mega Colony! Sweet Cocktail can really mess up your opponent's guarding and attacking options if used at the right time. Just be wary of that card draw effect. You're in draft and you don't want to overdo it. Of course, the best thing to do when deck building is to have a good mix of GB and non-GB skills. For people trying to hold off from hitting grade 3, the next 2 cards will be particularly interesting. The Steam Knight removes an opponent's rear guard, and then they have to choose whether or not to replace it with a card a grade lower. If you pick a grade 1, this is basically removal. Good card for draft. Abyss Diver is possibly better than Calibum, because he works on the Vanguard or rearguard circle. It doesn't remove a unit from the field, but the stun is still very strong, and can again help you recover after a rush. Also, the Soul Blast is useful if you've picked up a grade 3 with Legion. The last 2 cards are what we consider to be 2 of the best cards to draft in the set, and we start with the Gear Fox. Silent Tom has always been a pain to deal with, so Gear Chronicle getting it on a 6k grade 1 is going to cause a lot more problems in drafts than you might think. Just as with Silent Tom, if it's got a booster and a couple of trigger boosts on it, your hand may not be able to cope. Underestimate this card at your peril. Here we go, the best card to draft in G-BT04, or at least if you pull a Stride. Dreaming Dragon buys you time to finish off an opponent by recycling your entire damage zone back to the deck. We've never had a card like this in Vanguard, and I can think of a few other clans that would adore a card like this besides Genesis. Also, this trigger recycles when you use its ability, so the game could go on forever, or at least until you win. So that's our list. Disagree? Agree? Let us know in the comments. Remember, this isn't a definitive list, just some suggestions for cards we think are worth keeping an eye out for when you draft the set this weekend. As always, we'll be providing a sneak peek report on Wednesday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.